high school because they didn't see a future for themselves. That's a do-over. Now, if all 21,000 of those kids are full-time, which they're not, but let's assume they're all full-time, that's an expense to us of over $100 million of that $1 billion. That's a big number. That's a really big number. We also know that last semester, about 38,000 were in the technical college system getting a 2-year degree that already had a 4-year degree. Now, we're trying to dig into those numbers because some of those are very valid and good to have those 4-year graduates back in the technical college system. They're back there mostly for part-time type education to get another credential, whether it be a nursing credential, teaching credential, or even some type of supervisory credential. So some of those are certainly valid. What we're trying to do is dig into how many of those are full-time that had a 4-year degree that just couldn't find a job. If we have 70% of our jobs requiring a 2-year degree, and you come out with a 4-year degree, and you don't have a skill set, and you don't go to law school, or you don't go to get an MBA, or you don't go on in school, you're disenfranchised. And those are do-overs. I call those do-overs. That's a big chunk of money, too. We're going to try to quantify really what that is. So if you look at that, you got your technical college system, which is the backbone for those 558,000 jobs that we need to fill. And if you look at what they're being charged to do, they're doing some do-overs on both the high side and the low side. We got to somehow eliminate that. We have to quantify that. And I don't want to, state facts and figures until we have them, but those are an area that we're focusing on. This isn't a do-over, but think about this. We can't really graduate our 4-year students in 4 years. Now, if you talk to the independent private colleges in the state of Wisconsin, they will tell you we graduate our students in 4 years. We don't in the UW system. We're trying to quantify that right now. But we think it's about 5.2 years on average to graduate a student through the UW system. What if we can graduate them in 4? What if we took that 1.2 years, quantified that by the number of students that we have, and full, part-time, everything else, about 180,000, full-time is about 153,000. Do the math. That's a big number. If we can reduce some of the do-overs, if we can get the kids out of the university quickly, these are the things that the governor's talking about. There's money available to do what we need to do to create reform in our system. It's interesting, there's a phenomenon out there in the United States right now where a lot of private schools to attract students are guaranteed a 4-year graduation. Now, we've got some of the public universities doing it. University of Minnesota, does anybody have any students at the University of Minnesota? They've got a contract that you can sign when you go in and guarantee you a 4-year and a half. Guarantee it. And if they don't get it done, and you have done your part by declaring a major and following that career path, school's free up to 4 years. They pay for it. Those are the types of things we're exploring to be on the cutting edge to make sure that we're not wasting money. People say, these are all great ideas. You want to talk about some of the things you want to do for reform, but where's the money at? There's money everywhere. Those of you that run businesses, you know that. When you get into a government situation, there's even more of it. With $31 billion, quite frankly, is a bunch of money there. Now, why is that important? Well, when you start talking about workforce development, it's a challenge. And we need money. We need money to grab that disenfranchised group of individuals that we've put on the street over the last 25 years. We broke the pipeline. We have a very antiquated system. The system that was put in place by the federal government, we bring about $400 million in the state of Wisconsin. That system was set up years and years ago, 4 or 5 decades ago, and that was set up to deal with the most impoverished in our society, the most impoverished.